Hello everybody, this is Valhallagamingtv and this is the channel that plays everything so you don't have to. Today we're back again with Satisfactory and this is going to be episode 140. In this episode, we are going to, well, first, I ran into an issue. I see that we have a Caterium train problem and they're all waiting at a signal. I have no idea why, but we're going to have to figure that out. And the other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to try to reorganize the buildings I have here. Again, I want every building to have a single purpose. So I can make buildings a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger. But the buildings need to have a single purpose for each one so I can pull specific items out of them and then take them to other buildings that are going to be working on specific items. That's going to be the idea. And I think the way I have it set up now is going to be really confusing and it won't work very well. So that's what we're going to work on. Still not exactly sure how I'm going to do all of it, but I got an idea in my head and that's how I always roll. So we're going to figure that out as we go. And I'm going to get over there to those trains. So I got to get over to the hyper tube hub that's right over here and figure out why we're having an issue. It looks like they're all stuck at an intersection or something. And we can't be having that. So let's go over here to the hyper tube and set this up so we can go to the desert. So far, it's actually been pretty good. Like, it's been working well. There's been a couple times where it gets stuck using this, and I don't know exactly why. It's kind of finicky, but let's go in and see if it does it. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. It went through smooth again. So I don't know. It's like sometimes the game wants the hypertubes to work great, and other times it just doesn't work at all. So I'm glad it's working right now, though. Yeah, that train needs to speed up. Look how fast we're going. Going way faster than that train. And the Jellycatcher 2000 saves their day again. Okay. Do we have any trains coming this way? Oh, looks like we're walking. Gotta go find those trains and see what's going on. Well, I caught a ride with the iron train, it looks like. It's gonna take a left over here, but we're gonna go take a right once it decides to turn. It looks like the trains are actually stuck right at the stations here. So I messed something up. So that one looks like it's coming out. Now, where's the other ones? Oh, there's a real cluster going on here. Oh. What's going on here? Oh no. Oh, that's not good. I didn't take into account the distance here. These trains, they're... Oh no. How am I gonna fix that? So the problem we're running into is that this train's so long that it actually stops because this train's in the way and it's got to wait here. So can I move this forward? Let's see. Let's go with a pass signal. We're just gonna have to make this intersection a little bit closer. Okay, intersection, you're coming back. Go forward. That's gonna be like right up on it. Maybe to this point here because it won't connect if I don't do it that distance. And then grab the pass signal. Get rid of that one. There that goes. Okay. Well, that fixed that little issue. See, this is why we measure things. We got to measure them because if we don't, it just don't work out. So that's going. Oh, man. Okay, well, that was interesting. It's a pretty simple solution here. So grab this one, line it up with that. Oh no, that's not gonna work. How close that is. Maybe something like that. And then we just pull this one back. And then same thing with this. I wanted this to go to the full length, but we had that other train in the way, so that wasn't going to work out. But now we can do it. And then get rid of this. And block signal here. Okay, that intersection should be good to go now. Now, we're probably going to have a similar issue with the other ones up here, too. Because when it comes out, let's see what happens. This one's going to go. And then when that goes... yeah, this intersection needs to move forward a little bit as well. So we just got to make these intersections a little bit smaller. And I think we'll be good to go. So this one here, pull it back. Okay, it's going to give me problems. Come on. Quit being a problem. There it goes. So we can put this one about there. And we can copy this. And in the future, we're going to have to take that into account so we don't have this problem again. Okay. Now pass signal goes here. Block signal goes... come on. You go there. Get rid of this. Okay. We got a smaller intersection, but now it has room to get out. And we got to do the same thing to this one here. And I think we have a solution. I think it's going to be all good. No more issues. So pull these off. Pull it forward. Probably right there. And right there. Move these two. Get them all plugged in. We're going to need another pass signal. There. And a block signal here. And I think we got ourselves a solution. All this stuff should be good now. Okay. We made the intersections a little bit smaller, but it's going to match the length of the train, so it's not going to get stuck on this turn. The other thing I could do as well, if that still becomes an issue, I can actually extend this out one more over and then go down this way. Doing it like that will still give us some extra room so we can get most of the train off, and we shouldn't have an issue. So hopefully we don't got no more problems and we're good to go. Okay, let's head back to Cyber City and see if I can come up with an idea on how I'm going to design the buildings. Okay, made it back to Cyber City. We're at the transport hub. So there's a few things that I have in my head. I want to basically go from basic materials, which is going to be like the ore, and then move into the city, work with the first tier stuff, then the second tier, then the third tier, and just kind of move its way up. And each building will be for each individual item. So it's going to be a challenge, especially having to kind of rebuild some of these. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing with the trains. I'm going to leave all that there still. We're still going to utilize them in some way. But I almost want to use some vehicles as well, because that's what those roads are for. I want to make the city look active. And then also each building that's for a specific thing, I want the outsides to have like a nice facade to them. And then have like the name of it and what it's for. And go all out with it. Make it look really cool. But in order to do that, first I need to work on this warehouse some more, because I need to still get this side done. And then the other issue we have is we have this oil here in the way. But I did plan on having it like go over this direction and not have that as a problem. And this oil, I guess I could keep it here. And then expand on it. And then just have these conveyor belts go from like that direction, then this direction. And then on the sides of the warehouse will be where all the storage is. And in the middle would be like where all the oil is stored. So I'm thinking that might be what I just stick to. Because I don't want to have to restructure everything. That'd just be a waste of time. But Again, I'm thinking I'm just going to specialize each of these buildings. So I know that I already have these smeltery buildings. They're going pretty well because they're already specialized. But I'm thinking too that the warehouse itself is only for ore. So like coal, caterium, quartz, all that kind of stuff. And if that's the case, then that means that each of these individual buildings needs to have storage rooms. They need to have storage so I can pull the materials from this building and transport them to different places in the city, whether it be by train, car, or conveyor belt. So that's what I got to work on. So any of these buildings now that I have that are mixed with different things, I need to get them fixed. And I'm thinking the easiest one to fix right now is probably the building over here, like the copper factory. The reason for that is because the way I built it, I put like a separation in the middle. See, like this one here, this is all copper wire. And now I got a separation right here in the middle. And then over here, this is all copper sheets. And then over on this side, this is cable. So we don't got to worry about that. Besides this part here, because I don't plan on having the wire being built here. Each factory should only make one thing, and all the other materials that it needs need to be transported from the other buildings that make it and bring it here. So that's the idea. So the fact that this factory is bringing in copper wire, but it's not from the outside, it's actually making it here from the ingots, that's a problem. We don't want that to happen. And this one's good because it brings ingots in, which is fine. And then because it comes from the smeltery, and then it makes the copper sheets. So it's a one-to-one thing. Copper ingots, copper sheets. And then this right here is going to be copper ingots, copper wire. And so this copper wire factory here needs to have a storage room and transport the wire from here to the cable factory. That's going to be over here. And if I need more copper wire, the idea of, like the reason why I want to do this is because if I want to expand on more copper wire, like over there for the ore is easy. I just add more trains and then bring it into the warehouse, add more storage for like the area in the rooms, and then just pull more conveyor belts to the smeltery. That's easy. When it comes to this, if I want to build more copper wire, I want to be able to expand upward. So basically the size of the building will determine the requirements of how much of that material I need around the city. So like copper wire, if I need a ton of it, this building might be really, really tall. And for the ones that don't need as much, that building might not be as tall. So basically you can kind of look at it, it's almost like a graph. You'll be able to see like the skyline, and that'll determine how much of a material you need for each building. I think it'll be really cool. So that's the idea that I got. And I think we're going to start working on this copper area first because it's going to be the easiest to transition. And I can also get rid of these two, these depots, because we already put all those batteries up. We're letting them fill up. And we don't got to worry about that. So get rid of all that. Now we just got to separate these buildings. And I have this breaker room over here. And the hyper tubes, all this stuff can be fixed as well. It'll be just fine. So what we're going to do here is this building is going to get a little bit bigger, maybe? I don't know how I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to split it down the middle here. And then the copper wire building right there. So let's try this. Let's go with a basic wall. Zoom mode. Fill this in. All the way to the end. I think it went into that wall. No? No, I think we're good. Okay. So there's that wall. And now we got the copper sheets. This one's also going to be walled off about right here. And now that I'm looking at this, I might be able to make another building right here in the middle. So like that's going to be walled off there. I should probably actually just make it kind of consistent. Let's just wall this off. There we go. delete this one. And we're gonna go on this side. And we're gonna build a wall right here as well. And it's gonna go straight across. So I'll just start it here for now until I get rid of the other stuff. And now it's all like this, so that should be good. And actually I can put some entrances like right here. So we got an entrance there. And we have some room to extend, expand that one if I need to a little bit. We got an entrance here. And we got an entrance right there. So I can get rid of this entrance over here. Or I can leave it. It doesn't really matter too much. That one I could probably leave since it's already built. So let's wall that off. And then this is going to be the copper wire factory. This one over here is going to be the copper sheets factory. And this is going to be... this one doesn't actually have a name yet because we don't know what it's going to be. I'm going to get rid of all that. And then this one's going to be for the cables, which I can expand on that as well. So let's remove all this because we don't need it now. I think I can do it with blueprints. Yeah, there we go. A lot of material coming out of this. Oh yeah, look at all that. Okay, let's get rid of all the copper ingots. Sort this out. Get some of those spheres out of here. Computer. Get rid of all this. There we go. Probably all the wire. We can get more of that now. Blueprints, delete. That's one thing that's nice about having it built with blueprints is that cleaning up is a lot easier. Look at all that. So much stuff. Then everything else here is going to be pretty simple. So we just go default mode. Probably not take the floor out. We need that still. There we go. Get rid of all that. And getting rid of this as well. Don't need none of these. Even got the wires plugged in here. We can keep that. Okay, so now I can press G. Conveyor belts. Let's remove all of them that are in this area. Make it nice and easy. And we're going to do the same thing with the lifts. I guess I missed that one. We'll get to it. Everything will be removed. Don't you worry about that. And then we're going to go back to this. Get rid of that. Now we're going to get rid of the conveyor poles. I guess I missed that conveyor belt too. Now we're going to go here to the mergers. And just get rid of these two. Let's sort this up. Empty the inventory. I'm not going to get rid of this, the encased beams, because this stuff is expensive. It takes forever. And me getting rid of those before was not a good idea. So we're keeping them. Okay, so this is going to be an empty factory now. I could move this one over for cables. Let's see what we got here. If we press O, we go to copper. Let's go to the ingots. And this is going to tell us what we can use. Like, so this is used in copper wires. It's used in copper sheets. And there might be alternate recipes for this as well. So for now, that looks like all we're using for that. And then what do we use with copper wire? Let's see. This can be utilized in making cables. And okay, so cables. And then the sheets, I think those are just for pipes, right? So let's check that out again. Sheets. And this is used in, so I'm trying to look for things that it's used like with like 1-to-1. So it doesn't say anything that it uses just 1-to-1. So that's good to go. So it looks like this could be the cable factory, or we can just continue with this one over here. I might just remove this stuff and basically create the cable factory right here. That way each one has a pretty decent size to it. And then I can just go up vertically. And this train station up here, I'm thinking that I can either leave it here, remove it, and then figure out another way I'm going to do it. Or maybe at this level, all the buildings will be empty at this level. So the trains can actually get into here if they need to. Maybe that's what I'll do. So at this level, all buildings will be empty and it'll be available so trains can get in and transport materials if need be. And then above it, we can keep going with some more. What are we going to call it? With more of the factories. And then where are we going to have the storage rooms is the question. Like storage rooms could be underneath. We can have like basements. Let's see what it looks like underneath. I know that I did stuff underneath, but we're not using a whole lot of it anymore. Because all these conveyor belts that I brought out here, they're not being utilized anymore. So I'm thinking maybe I can just bring this down and actually make a storage room underneath. And then I could maybe like have places where like trucks come up, or they can even have trucks underneath the city that are running. I do want to use this street though. So maybe I can have trucks that go from underneath, come up at different places, and then they go down the roads and make deliveries. I think that would be pretty cool. So I'm gonna have to figure all that out. I'm thinking that, yeah, I think warehouses underneath would be good. So let's try to do that. So we're gonna go with walls. We'll start off with that right away. Basic wall. And the nice thing is I actually have this painted. So this should show me where the building's layout is. So let's paint the rest of this too. Make it easy. So I know exactly where I need to put the walls for this building. This is for copper, copper wire. There we go. Now we're gonna go underneath. And I should have like an access so I can drop down and go into the basement. So let's do something like this. Close this off. And maybe we can like take a right. And it looks like we have this here, which I'm going to remove because we don't need access to it from that point. We can have that go in like another direction if I need to. And let's go down below. Let's pull this way. And let's just get the whole perimeter of the room down here. Oh, mistakes were made. Now I can't see the in-between. Where does it end? Okay, looks like right here. So let's put it like that. All the way to the front. And we're gonna make this look cool. I got a whole idea now for this, the city, and I think it's gonna be a lot better laid out. And in the long run, I think it's going to be a lot easier to maintain and scale than it was before. So looks like we can go down and it lines right up with this foundation. Yes, it does. Okay. So we can actually just continue on with this foundation. Pull it down. And let's bring this all the way to the wall. There we go. Pull this all the way this way. And each one of the rooms here is going to have its own like warehouse underneath. And this is also going to allow me to do conveyor belts that I can use underneath to transfer materials if I needed to. And then each one of the cargo containers that I have, I'm probably going to have numbers on them to say how much we can pull out of it or what it's for. So everything's organized and we know what we're delivering to. The more organized it is from the beginning, the less complicated it'll be in the long run. So organization is super important. There's that. Get it all the way to the end. Let's get the corners done, then we'll fill the area in. There we go. Now zoom mode. And this is going to be the start of our little storage area. And once I get an idea on how I'm going to build this storage room, I can probably make some blueprints on how like the industrial containers are going to be laid out. And then I can just kind of copy and paste. Okay. Now fill it in with the walls. And we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a basement for these buildings. It's going to be pretty cool. Again, this was kind of an idea I had before too. I was thinking that originally when I was making the city, I was going to have it raised off the ground. And then I was going to use it for the water underneath, but I was also going to build some warehouses or the streets to underneath. So this was kind of an idea, but I didn't have it really fleshed out. So let's go to foundations. We're going to go with some stairs like that. Let's go underneath. Zoom mode. And then we're going to have it right there. Foundation. And to make this look a little bit nicer, we're going to go with an inverted ramp. Rotate. And we got ourselves a nice little staircase coming down here where we're going to have a nice storage room. And then each area of the storage room where we want to have it pull out, I can put like some walls here. I can go with like the conveyor walls. So think of it like this. I can actually remove these at the end here. And then I can use this to put some more storage. So let's go with organization. And we can go like this. I'm thinking that I'm probably going to do it with a lot more than just the one hole, because if I need the copper wire to come out of here, I need to have a lot of, access points. So maybe something like this. And this gives it a ton of ways to come out. And I can just have these conveyor belts go right out the window and go to anywhere I need it to go. So, and then the problem though that we have is that these organization industrial storages, they only line one up in the center here. So the way it's going to have to be done, let's move it here to the front. Maybe a little further. Let's try here. I want to have a little room in the back here so I can put some more, conveyor belts to connect everything. So one will go there. Can I stack it too high? Nope. Okay, so it's not high enough to do too high, but we can do it like that. I can do another storage container on top if I needed to. And then another one on top will not work. So this is where it's going to be difficult. I got to figure out how I can get... I can do 2 of these actually. I think 2 will be okay. If I do 2, it'll work. So let's change these walls to 2. Fill it in. And that gives us one, two, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. How many walls? It's like 12. So that gives us like 24 slots to pull out materials, which I think is plenty for copper wire. So what we can do is line all these up, and it means we need to be able to have like 12 here. So that's 2, went too far. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I can do some more on top, or I could even alternate these. So what I'm thinking is I can separate these and give some like room in between. So that's one foundation, 2, 3, and then like put it right here and just line it up against the wall. And then I can basically pull them out of here to connect to these different areas. I should try to connect them now and see how I can make it work first. So let's see what kind of conveyor belt system I can build here and how much room I have to make it. So if I go out one there, and I'm just going to put them all the way along the ground here, lined up. And we're going to see how it looks and how much room it's going to take. There we go. So this one here, we'll just pull forward, line it up there. We'll do that with all of them. And that one does not make it. So we're going to go there with it. Bring it to the front. There we go. Now, it looks like we're not going to have enough room though. So we got 1, 2, 3, a little bit over 3. And then for the foundations here, we use 1. So it's going to be like 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It won't fit here. So the other way to do it is that I could actually extend this forward a little bit. So we have the room to do another set of these. Because we still need room back here too. So there's 1, 2 foundations. And this has got to have enough room where we can basically pull down materials from the top and have them go right into here. So that's going to be another thing I got to look at to see how I'm going to get it down into this room here. So if I go up here, it doesn't look like there's any room to actually put materials down. So I might actually have to extend the building out one, or I might have to take some of these off and readjust it, because the building's going to have to be built differently and it has to align with what I'm trying to do underneath. Okay, it looks like we had 2 of them there. I'm thinking that we're going to have holes here in the floor, and then the lifts will bring the stuff down from above. And instead of having this this here like I do so we can walk down the middle, I can just move this whole thing over here next to it, line them up, plug them in, and then have this whole side emptied out. That way we can actually go underneath and plug everything in. So I can go underneath right now and plug it all in and see what happens. See how it looks. So we can have, I can have conveyor belts above this too, so we can do it like double. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to keep them on the bottom. This just gives us room to put a lot more. And then all of these are going to go over here, rotate, and then plug in. See, that's part of the issue though. We don't have a lot of room to do that. Look how wide that is. Just not enough room to fill all those holes up. Unless I did the lower ones. If I did the single storages instead of the industrial storage containers and then stacked them on top of each other, then I can have them each have their own individual like conveyor belt, and then they can all go here. And they would fit this line too, and then they would be above. So basically I'd have these ones go this way, and then the other ones would go to this side. So it would go like this direction. Go down to these, and then those ones would go over there. I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, so let's get rid of these. And then we're going to go with organization, storage containers. And we're probably going to have to reconnect them. So let's put another one here. Is that good? I think it goes like that. Now if I put materials in there, is it connected? Nope. Okay. So I'm going to have to reconnect the conveyor belts so it'll work out. Okay. So let's just get all these placed where they're supposed to be first. All the way down. I guess that one's a little higher than it's supposed to be. There you go. And there we go. So those are all lined up where I need them to be. Now I can redo the conveyor belts. And then what I'm going to do is do them on top. And I could do the industrial storage that has the double exits and entrances, but it's coming from the same storage, and that's the problem. I want it to have its own individual storage for each connection. That way I have better control on how much materials that I need to bring into like another place. So that's the whole idea behind this versus the other way. So let's go like this. Not the floor. So let's go back here, press G, get rid of all the conveyor belts. And then we're going to replace them. G, here we go. And then the idea is that I'm going to get all this connected now so I can see how it's going to look when I have it all connected to those windows. And then whenever I need to pull something out, I can just pull it out. It'll work good. Let's go to logistics. We're going to go with the lifts. So one will be here at that height. And then we're going to go back a couple. So I think it was like 1, 2. And then this one's going to be right here. And then essentially we're going to go with the lifts, or not lifts, but the holes. So one hole will be there and one will be there. And then just go like that and that. And just go straight into it. And those holes above will be where I pull materials down from the building and the factory. So all the copper wire will come down from above in these holes here. And I'll just line them up all the way down, lined up with these, and that's how it's going to look. And over on this side, this is what we're going to do. So this is going to rotate like this and go right over here. And then what I'm going to try to do is use these conveyor poles and maybe pull it out. So this is actually the end, because this is going to be the start over here, and it's against the wall. Maybe I should have moved it over one to make it work better like that. I'm gonna have to think about this. So let's get the bottom one done first, and then we'll see how it goes. Get this all filled in. go. Let's get to the corner. And that should be okay. Just copy it. I'm actually going to try to bring them all that way. Let's see what happens when I do that. So let's grab the poles, stack them up, because we're thinking about doing it for the top row as well. And we'll do it at the end here. Fill it all in. There we go. And so now we can just connect the top ones. And then we're just going to rotate all this out to go that direction and connect into those windows. Oops. Come on. Connect to the right spot. This one will go here. And then we can pull this forward now. Get it all lined up. Grab some more of these poles. And then let's pull the top ones to this point here. And then this goes all the way to the end. And then we're going to figure out how we're going to rotate it out to connect to each one of those windows over there without having an issue. So this one, this is going to be the first one over here. So it's going to go all the way to the end and connect to the first window. So we're going to line it up like this, go as far as we can. Maybe not as far as we can. Maybe just hit this corner. So let's try this. Now the question is, am I going to do the bottom ones first and then the top? Or am I going to alternate? Like I do this. I bring like the top one and then I can... Oh, that might work. Let's try this. So if I bring the top one with me, grab the support. Let's see, if we're a foundation off, can I rotate this down? We're at this level, and what do I need to do to get it over here? I guess I gotta go further back. Let's see what it looks like from here. Not very good. So that's not going to rotate very good. So I might have to do something different. Like maybe take it to the corner and then go down from here. But the problem with that, well, this one's not going to line up with it because we're going to turn it earlier than that. Not to mention, if I do the top ones like that, we're going to have problems because these go further than they need to be. Let's just do the bottom one first. So bottom one goes straight up here. We're going to rotate this one, line it up with that window. Grab that one, line it up with the next window. I think it goes right here. Plug it in. And let's see what we can do with this. That one goes there. And each one of these is going to line up with one of those. Now, this is where the problem is going to happen. The conveyor belts are going to hit like a limit because we're too far forward. I think I'll just have to pull them back a little further. And I think it'll be okay. There we go. And see, this one's too close. So let's get rid of this. Keep the floors. So we got to go further back so it'll actually turn in the right area. So this one will come down here. Line it up with the window. Do the same with this one. And now we got that one. So I think that's about halfway. So that should be 12, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So now we got to bring these ones from here all the way over there. So I'm thinking that I just got to, like, I don't have to turn them out this way. I was thinking that I would go that way, then I'd rotate it and then turn down that way. But I think we can make this work better a different way. So let's get rid of all these. I don't know why I was going underneath with it. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, all cleared up. Now we got to figure out how I'm going to bring these conveyor belts up here to go over here. So this one right here actually needs to come all the way this direction and go here. So how do we do that? I got to bring it straight out. And if I do it straight out, it's actually not going to line up properly. So that's an issue. So let's see what we can do. This is where things get a little problematic. Maybe I'll just line them up at this point, and then I can rotate them from here. Let's see what happens. Let's test one first, and then see how I'm going to do it. So I need it to go this way. Then I need the pole to come out this direction and rotate. So if I go straight, it's not going to line up right with these conveyor belts. But if I come from this direction and turn it, it should be okay. But I'm going to have to go further out because these have to turn as well. So maybe need to line it up with it and then try to go here maybe. Grab the conveyor belts, rotate it there, and then grab the pole, line it up with that. Will that go into it? Looks like it will. And now we're connected. Now we need to do the same thing with this one. But now I need to put another hole here. And instead of having it there, I'm probably going to go forward 2. So 1, 2, line up with that. Oh, that's not far enough. Because these aren't actually like right in front of each other. So this is going to go straight out from there and probably line up with this one. So let's see what happens when I do this. Too far. But can we connect it? Come on. Come on. And okay, that's too close. So we got to go a little further than that. So let's pull this one up to this. And then it should get easier from here because we don't got the other conveyor belts to mess around with. There we go. Now this one, if it goes straight out, where's that going to go? So let's pull this over here, rotate it, Try to line it up with that one. I guess we go back a little bit because it's on that corner. Go this way. And now we can pull it over here. And then line it up here. Which I'm just going to line all these up right here. Because I think we can just connect them all and it should be good. Here we go. Go this direction. Plug it in. And out you go. Now this one. We can put this one forward now. Let's see how far forward we need to go. So if I'm like this, and let's say like this is the connection point, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 5. So I'm here. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how that works. That seems to connect okay. Pull this one. That seems to be working. I think I can actually even go closer. Okay, let's try to go a little closer. I want to save some room if I can. So let's try going forward like... Let's go 4 instead of 5. So grab this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it goes. Grab that one. Now will it continue to work like that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Not far enough away now. Now will 5 work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 works, okay. So I think it was 5. I think the other ones were just already close. So let's try this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And is that gonna work? It looks like it's working, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how this goes. And then rotate. And see, now this is going too far now. I don't necessarily have to rotate it out like that. I just need to bring it straight and then get it over to that position. So let's go here. Let's line up with this. Think that's lined up. This one's going here. And then this one would go here, right? Actually, I think I just went too far. Yeah, that would work. It's still gonna work. Hold on. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plug that in. Seems to be working. And then we're going to go forward again, but we're going to have to go back a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to have to put it like right up on it. Come on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one, will it make that turn? Come on. Come on. Cutting it awfully close. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. See if that's the right distance. That reaches, but that does not. Okay, so we're almost to the point where I think we can just connect it, really. But we got to connect it from this side first, I think. So connect it here. Plug that in. And that one. Then we just plug them all in. There we go. It's not the, I guess, prettiest conveyor belt setup, but I'm sure there's a better way to do this. But that's what I got so far. We'll try a different way to on like one of the other warehouse things that I set up. But for now, this will work. So let's go with the conveyor holes, line them up. So it's going to be how far apart? We put it right here. Go forward. It's going to be like right there. Which looks like it's... Okay. So it's like 1.5 away. So 1... So that's 1. That would be a half. And then over like that. Is that how that's going to work? That lines up, right? Yep. That lines up. Let's see what this one does. Lines up. Okay, so that's what we got to do. 1/2. So we go over like 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, that one's too far. So I think it's 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1. Actually, I go 1, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. See if these are all lined up, or did I mess it up again? I think that one's good. Yeah, they're looking lined up. Okay, so I just gotta continue that all the way down. Okay, all those ones are placed. Now I gotta do the bottom ones, which is gonna be go out 2. So 1, 2. Like that. I go out 2 with all of these, so it's the right distance from the other one, so it doesn't clip into it. Okay, and now we just got to raise these up. And this should be a little bit easier, because all we do is line them up with this. And then when we put the holes above, all we got to do is line it up with the other holes, and it'll line right up. All the lineups will be good. So this will go a lot faster. There we go. And then now we go with the holes again. And it looks like we're 1 away, so it's like that. And just match them up. Come on. Couple more. That looks like it's good. Now we pull this down. And it should be 1, 2, like that. I don't know why some of them are yellow and some aren't. I think it might be from above. Like, I think something might be in the way of the hole. That's probably what it is. Because I didn't clean up the stuff above yet. So connect that. Get them all filled in, and the warehouse should be ready to go. And each building is going to have a warehouse that's similar to this. There'll be different sizes depending on how much materials are going to need to be put out. But this is already 24 slots that can come out of here, so it's actually pretty big. If you think about it, that means that I can do 24 lines of 480 copper wire coming out of here and go to different places. So I honestly don't think I'm going to need much more than this. And once I upgrade the conveyor belts, I can go even more. The only upgrade I would need to do is up top with the actual output of the materials. So as long as I output 480 up here, I can literally produce that and push it out onto those lines and it'll be good to go. So it's pretty crazy, actually. That's actually a lot of lines. And yeah, so the holes are over here. And honestly, I think I can, well, connect in some places. It looks like it goes around that conveyor belt instead of the, and until we get in the way of this with the splitter. It looks like we do have room for all that. But I'm going to move all this and probably move these one over here. And then leave this side is going to be open. And I'm probably put like a glass wall here in the back where all the materials will come down and connect so we can transport it out. Okay. Well, this is going to be the end of this episode. We worked on some copper, came up with a new idea of how these factory buildings are going to go. And I got a lot of work ahead. If you guys got any ideas of your own, let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you think. And if you guys are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this. And if you guys have been here before, thank you for your support. All right, everybody. See you in the next video. Later. Hey, Valhalla Gaming TV community. Join me in a quick shout out of our community members that help support the channel. Check out our very first member of Odin's Ravens, Leyu02. Thank you for your support and see you all in the next video.